Shabbat Shalom, everyone. In this week's Parsha, which is Parashat Shmini, Aaron's two sons, Nadav and Avihu, bring an incorrect offering to God's altar, and they die as a result. In response, Moses tries to offer the community words of explanation, while Aaron, their father, remains silent. This Parsha is often controversial and uncomfortable for us, and perhaps even more so this year when we feel the oppression of the COVID plague weighing heavily upon us. Both children and adults have asked me in the past few weeks whether this plague of COVID is a punishment from God. The biblical God that we encounter in this week's Parsha does seem to be a God who punishes with death. And yet for many of us, the God that we know and love today is not a God who strikes out at us with illness and with death. So in times like these, when faced with such questions, it is natural that we might feel that our relationship with God and with religion and with faith is strained, even as we're reaching for one another out of a need for community and togetherness. Moses and Aaron provide us with two different models of response. Some of us, like Moses, will reach for explanations, will seek to make meaning of our experiences and what is going on around us, our circumstances. Others, like Aaron, will choose silence. For some, there are no words at a time like this, and perhaps they are just trying to breathe their way through it, not needing to use words or seek answers. In giving us two models of response in Moses and Aaron, the Torah is sanctioning both of these types of responses and reminding us that there is no right way to respond in unprecedented times. It's okay to need to seek meaning, and it is also okay to be still. It's okay to seek community, and it's also okay to turn inward. Aaron's silent response to the death of his sons also reminds us that different people grieve in different ways. We're all grieving right now. We are grieving for the suffering in our world. We're grieving for those who have been lost to this terrible illness, and perhaps the losses that we feel are yet to come. We're grieving for the world that we lived in before. For while we know that we will eventually emerge from our homes and exit from isolation, we fear that our world will be forever changed, that it will be one where we are more cautious and less physically connected. Some of us will want to talk about this grief. Some of us will write and speak and plan. Others will sit quietly with our grief and fear and anxiety and find ways to express them without words through breathing and meditation and exercise. And both responses are okay, as long as we're finding some way to process that is healthy and we're not holding it all in. And just as on the night of Seder, we felt a closer connection than ever before to that moment of the 10th plague and the Israelites sheltering in their homes, so too may we also feel a closer connection with Moses and Aaron in their moment of tragedy. Yet, just as they did, we too will one day get up and keep going on our journey of life, moving ever closer to a world that is renewed and better than the one we left behind. Keni Hiratzon, may it be God's will. Shabbat Shalom.